Guys, welcome back to another episode of Atlas Survival Shelters. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Hey, check this out. I'm wearing I'm a Prepper shirt. Guys, if you like this shirt and you want to get one in the future, put a comment below that you're going to want a I'm a Prepper shirt, and I'm going to make them available to you guys. But in today's video, I built this super heavy duty bunker, or Pew Pew Vault, if you want to call it that. And we put it out on a ranch before the guy is going to go and build him a big old red barn on top of it. But guys, I think you're going to love this video. It's about an hour long, but it moves really fast. It's got a lot of music in it. It's a new format of style of editing that I'm going to start doing. So I hope you enjoy it. But also, give me a thumbs up if you like it, and I'll look for your comments below. But guys, as always, enjoy the video. I'll see you at the end, whichever way my finger's pointing. So we're out at the job site now. There's the that's the ramp for the stairs, and there's the concrete pad, 12 inches thick. So we're a foot wider on each side and a couple feet longer than the actual shelter, and we got a nice ramp so you can come down there and backfill it with your rock and whatever. What is it? 25 feet? Come in 12 inches off the edge and 12 inches off the back, and that will be the back right corner. It's like, which one of you girls is licking my leg? It's that dog.
He's like, it's me.
That'll be good in the video. that front tip first, because the tip's gonna come down first. Hold on a minute, let me look at it. That looks good. Looks even and square, both sides. Yeah. Yeah.
Cable them all the way down.
All right. My 4-way lifting eye system that I brought, because this is how we set it when we only have an excavator on the job site, not a crane. Make sure they're the same way. Just protect that conduit. I don't think so. You did a good job.
Clear. Clear. Conduit clear.
Make sure the conduit's clear. There you go. There you go.
Go back. Go this way.
There is a shell.
He needs to come down. Okay.
There is a
Alright,
shell.
he needs to come down. We'll whip it in.
Oh, my
Down,
God.
table down.
Oh, it's like a shooting,
Yeah.
so.
Down,
Yeah,
come
it
down.
should start up
Down.
before you get,
Down.
you know.
Down. Down. There. Hold on. All right, hold on. Okay. Now. Hold on. Whoa. All right, I got the rubber in there. Get a bolt in there. And he's going to lower it down.
Put two holes and then
You going? Atlas Survival Shelters, #1 for you. Okay. I'll cut that. in, huh? All right, take the tension off now. Well, the dogs are enjoying the show. What do y'all think? Huh? You ever seen a bunker get put in, guys? Oh, they like it. Good dogs. Everything is galvanized. You want this thing to last for 150, 200 years, so everything is hot dip galvanized. The bolts, the washers, the nuts, the red heads. And if anybody's thinking, why don't you use stainless? Because stainless is brittle and they've had a tendency to strip out. And galvanized is strong, it has more tensile strength, and it's never let me down. So that's why everything's galvanized. But on top of that, we're gonna weld everything too. See, galvanized washers, galvanized nuts, galvanized bolts.
Can you push up on that? A little more. I need one more button. Maybe. What's the other one like?
Just keep working it. It will zip down. Do the one above it before you do the one below it. He's got to put the spud in that one and work it to get the one below it. If you have to, take one of the bolts out. Now those are 1/2-inch galvanized right there that we're using. On our bigger bunkers we use 3/4 inch, but this is just putting on a staircase and then we're going to weld that seam all the way around. Now this is our nuclear blast hat, and this has rebar things already welded on there. When you pour your concrete, it's going to be 12 inches thick, but you see how the hinges are encased in a box and then buried in concrete, so they can't get to your hinges. This is AR 500 3/8. The whole thing is. Now, be careful, I want them to bend out. He's hung up over there. Do not get underneath that. You want the hatch on that side, yeah. That thing weighs about 1,200 pounds right there. The hatch alone weighs 600 pounds, just the lid. That's why it has hydraulics. And then the rest of it, it's another 600, 700, 800 pounds. Nate, help him eyeball it up. The inside is 36 by 80. And now let's get the air pipe. way do you want the gooseneck to point for now? Is that good? Say perfect.
Perfect.
There you go. I love these happy customers who stand behind me while I film. See, now that one went like a NASCAR. Look how fast it went. Huh? We're gonna have to dig out over there for this air pipe that kicks off. That's the condensation air pipe. They're gonna have to take that ledge out about 3 feet to get it to swivel over. So right from about there to there, have them just dig it out about 3 feet. Digging it out so that part of the pipe will fit over here. We're going to rotate it. These things will rotate 360 degrees. They want it over here for now. I could have gone back that way, but they want it over here. Slab that we're putting on right now, we're putting the bunker in right now. We've been texting last night. That's 12 inches thick, and the total cost of that install with concrete and labor was $3,800. It can lower it down a little bit. It looks like a warhead, doesn't it? But actually, this is what protects your shelter from people pouring gas in there and getting into the bunker and then getting rocks to block up your check valve. The secret weapon. This is something we developed at Atlas to protect you from the outside and the inside. Check the check valve. Hold on. Take the water and pour it in through the top. Now you see how that water came out through there, even though it's just that bottle right there? So if somebody comes up to the air pipe and they pour gasoline or water, it will actually go through the check valve, and then the air actually goes 21 feet that way, goes down, and then there's another check valve over there to compensate for condensation. Wow. So that's one of the secret recipes that only Atlas does on their bunkers. Of course, now the whole world knows about it, but what the hell? Board out. All right, go ahead and lower it down. All right, hold on.
Now you go downhill.
Now it's going downhill?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's where we want to be. So tell them to take a little tension, put a little tension on it to take the pressure off the screen.
And shim it.
And we're going to shim it. Whoa, too much. Go back down a hair. You want to pick it out a little bit more? Dig out just a little bit more. He went back down.
You want to go back in?
Because I want them to get rock. Hey, I want them to get rock underneath it too. If y'all have a pickaxe on the range, get your hand to just dig this thing out more till you could get a 5-gallon bucket underneath it full of rocks. That's the idea. Put a 5-gallon bucket underneath it full of rocks. And that's all you need. Then you can put the dirt around it. Pointing downhill.
Yes, sir. It's going downhill.
All right, so the reason we want it going downhill is if somebody pours gas or water in an air pipe, it will go through that check valve as you saw. But what happens if condensation builds up, the condensation from the hot air hitting the cold air in the summer months will create condensation. The water will roll backwards and it will go down through there. Then the air will be pulled through by the suction of the NBC air filtration system. That's why it needs to have a little bit of a slope. Not much, 1 or 2 degrees. That's enough to where water will run this way. Okay? It's not heavy, is it? Okay. Check the level. Looks good. Alrighty. Weld. Hold on. Weld this side first. Yeah. Are you hot enough? You need to turn the machine up? Greg, go turn out the machine for him. You know how to do it?
Just upturn it.
All right, so now we're gonna run a pass of 7018. You see how the dirt's already got it around your filter? You got to get the bucket. All right, so we're going to go ahead and weld the hatch on. It's smooth with the wall, is what we want. Make sure you're plenty deep, okay? Let me see you ream it some too. Let me see. All right, so this check valve is 1 inch above the floor, protected by the concrete. If any of you guys are wondering why we didn't just put it together and put it in the ground in one piece, the crane wouldn't lift it. It's a 60-ton crane, so the body itself is 21,000 pounds. The stairs is about 3,000 pounds, and the hatch is about 1,500 pounds, and then the air pipe's another 1,000 pounds, 500 pounds. So it was 26,000 pounds in total weight. First hit's always most important. There you go. Always use one of these wrenches to tighten it down. concrete slab is 12 inches thick. And we make it 1 foot wider than the bunker. So you can fill it in with concrete on the walls and over the ceiling if you want. This particular model is not going to have concrete because it's got an internal skeleton. There you go. There you go, good. This flat bar on the outside of the mudroom, that's a 3/4 inch thick, 4 inches wide. And we reinforced the mudroom because we didn't put this on the inside, but of course, you know, that's got the I-beams on the inside. So you gotta have some sort of a skeleton, either on the inside or the outside of your bunker to reinforce the plate on the wall. Otherwise it will warp in like a shipping container. Now those are 3/4 inch galvanized redheads that we're using right here. And this basically just keeps the bunker tied to the concrete so you have ballast, because these things can float. But with the amount of earth on top of it, the concrete that's going to be on top, the weight of the concrete, of course, like I've said, it's a 12 inch thick slab. So the slab itself weighs probably 100,000 pounds. Check it out for a second. Oh, I gotta put my sign on the door, don't I? All right, so if any of you are thinking, hey, you know what, somebody could just lock you in that hatch. Well, no, that's not the case. If somebody was to put a padlock in the hole when it's locked, there's actually a nut on the inside. If you take the nut out, the hatch will raise, even if somebody puts a lock in there, because it will come with it. All right, so you got to outthink the bad people, but keep in mind, this isn't Fort Knox. Give somebody enough time, equipment, the weld machine, torches, and tractors, they can break into a bunker, but this will keep the foot soldier or the zombie or the marauder out of your bunker, that's for sure. And of course, that's a hell of a shield. That will stop everything but a 50 cal right there. Let's start welding this thing out. That's pretty damn close to perfect on the money there. That's how it's supposed to be anyway. Quiet out here right now because the weld machine's not running. But we're getting ready to weld the hatch on, and then we're gonna weld the seam where the stairs bolt to the bunker, because that is a place where water could seep in. So we put our angles on the outside with the galvanized bolts, and then we weld it on the inside. So basically when we're done, the bolts are almost for looks, but we're gonna leave them all in there, of course. The condensation air pipe, you want it on a slope downhill about 1 or 2 degrees downhill. Then underneath the check valve in the screen, you want to get a bucket like that bucket down there. You want to get it full of rocks and put it up underneath it, so you have a pre-filter to your filter, and that filter is to keep any rocks from getting in the check valve and blocking it up. And of course, that's your steel gooseneck. So if anybody pours water in there, woo, just goes straight down to the bottom. That's it. We're gonna get a welding blanket down here so we can cover up this step so we don't have to do any more painting when we have to. But at Atlas, We weld the insides and we weld the seams watertight. Especially when you get a modular bunker, it's supposed to be waterproof. See, there's a little thing. If the lid is down and somebody puts a lock on you here, all you got to do is take a wrench and undo this, and then the hatch will raise. If anyone's wondering why this particular air pipe right here is it connects so low to the bunker, the lower you go, the better it is, because it will pick up the carbon, the CO2, carbon dioxide, from your breathing off the inside, because carbon dioxide is heavier than air. So we come in high, our air pipe comes in high back there, and then we come out low up here. All right. All right. So now we put a bucket around it with some pea gravel. Go ahead and do what you're going to do there. There we go. And that will protect the check valve and the screen for the check valve.
Not a bad.
Boy, that metal's hot. Hotter than hell. Woo! You got me good. You like that? That's a 5/32 6011 rod right there. Yeah, that's really nice.
Yeah. I'll put her up and see what she does.
That's real nice. We put a shelter together in about 2 to 3 hours, but then it takes about 6 to 7 hours to weld the thing out the way we weld them out.
That's right, so.
So this bunker here is going to hit with 4 foot of dirt on top of it, and then the hatch will have a foot of concrete. So this will be 5 feet underground, including a foot of concrete. It's hot out here today too. Oh, I like how they did that. Man, I was not planning on being out here all day, but they're covering this thing up while we're welding it. We're gonna call it a day. It's about 5:30 here, and we're tired. We've already put in 11 hours today, but they got all the dirt pushed up to here. We're gonna come out early in the morning, finish welding the staircase on, weld the hatch, and do touch-up paint, do a little wiring, and shelter will be done. So see you guys back here in the morning. Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying the video. You know, two things that I love is making bunkers for you guys and having you watch my videos, and also recommending products that I use myself. The number one product I use myself for survival food is from a company called Emergency Essentials. They have their own brand. Also, they carry the Mountain House, and I love that Mountain House. So guys, if you want to help yourself, help your family, and help my channel, go to my drop page that has built-in discounts on this incredible food. The drop page is called shelterwithatlas.com. Now, I'll put a link below in the description of the video. Another product that I want to recommend to you guys is an EMP shield, which will protect you from lightning strikes and, God forbid, an EMP. But if you go to this website here called myempshield.com and use the code ATLAS50, you'll get $50 off each one, okay? And you can put these on your house, your RV, your motorcycle, your generator, pretty much anything that's electrical. And God forbid, if we ever get hit with an EMP or you get hit with a lightning strike, you'll be protected. So guys, enjoy the video. I'll see you at the end. All right, so it's the next morning and we're back out here finishing this up. He's starting to put in the last bits of dirt. It's windy and about 65 degrees. Yesterday when we left, it was about 93 degrees. It was so hot. We were dying. Oh, that dust. I got the wind at my back, so the dust isn't in our face like it was yesterday. What do you think? What do you think, huh? What do you think? Hello, yeah, come here. Uh-oh. All the way around it, we're gonna weld it. So it's watertight. So I know it's going to be one hell of a Pew Pew Vault, you know, under a barn out here on the middle of some ranch. But you know, let's talk about some things about the Atlas bunker. Well, first of all, you can see that the lid, it's not a roofing hatch, it's made out of a 12-inch structural heavy-duty channel. The lid is 3/8 AR500, so it's bulletproof. The hinges are embedded in a box and then buried in 12 inches of concrete. The hatch is welded all the way around. No PVC air pipes on my bunkers. This is all steel. It has a screen underneath it, okay, for shielding. And then, of course, you know, it has the check valves in the screen down in the bottom, so if somebody pours gas or water, all it does is go in the ground. So you're not going to get somebody out of the bunker with water or gas like that. But, you know, you give somebody enough time and equipment or a big machine like that, yeah, you could tear up the bunker, but some guy walking around just carrying a rifle is not going to do anything to a bunker like this. Let's go check out what he's doing inside here. That's getting quite dusty and dirty from all this West Texas dirt. That's where he's welding it all the way around. Of course, we'll sand that. We'll touch up paint it. So you got a safety handrail on the right. Now, one thing about my shelters, these stairs are 36 inches wide. Not 32 typically, but I like to do 36-inch wide stairs. And I can even do wider, but if I look back up these stairs, it's easy to get in one of my bunkers. My hat is 36 inches wide and 80 inches long, which is the same size as a residential door. So I like to make the passage very easy to get down. So this is what he was doing earlier, all the way around. It took him quite a while, but it's welded on the inside. All right, finally we're done with the welding. Now they're just cleaning it up where the weld burned through the paint. We're gonna touch it up. Do it again. Were your pants full of dirt?
About 10 pounds.
That's West Texas for you. Getting it all nice and vacuum for the touch-up paint where the walls were welded on the stairwell, so they don't ever leak or get water in here. Of course, we got to do all these steps too, and then I'll do a final walkthrough for you guys, and I'll put my sticker on the door, my final thing. Like that hat?
Yeah.
See how you can't get to the hinges, or that's a military style nuclear blast hatch. That's been around a while. But the concept's been around since '60. That's 600 pounds hydraulically lifted right there. It's heavy. Your first step is it's 11 inches long, but it's 36 inches wide this way. So when you step in, you always have a big step. And then the angle of this staircase here is probably about a 45 degree. But we can do them as low as 35 degrees for elderly people that just can't handle it. But this is a pretty easy staircase to come up and down on. Don't get any dust in there. All right, we're rolling over where all the welding was done with an epoxy. We're almost done. We're about ready to take a tour, guys. guarantee by welding the seam, it won't leak, will it? None of that bolt together stuff on the inside and then putting caulk around it and then having it leak. That's a joke. When you get an all welded bunker, it should be welded up like a damn gas tank or a boat. No water should get in anywhere unless it comes over the top during a great flood. You put the key in. Turn it. There's a stainless steel lock in here. This big bulk of steel that you can't torque through because it's stainless. You take that off, then you step off your lid. You need the weight on the lid because it has so much lifting weight. You get off it and it will lift itself. So now we got the hatch open, and then here's the lock that I was talking about. It's this master stainless steel lock. The key plunges into it, and then it lays flat, so you can't even get you can't get anything underneath it because there's a protective box on it. Guys, I'm going to demonstrate how everyone says, well, what if somebody locks you in there? I'm going to lock him in there, and I'm going to show you how he can get out. So go on in there. We're going to lock you in. All right, so guys, I'm going to demonstrate. Somebody locks it. So let's say you're in the bunker, and they don't have the lock, but let's say they got a welding rod or a bolt. They stick it in here, and they twist it around, and they think they got you locked in. Go ahead and let yourself out. Open sesame. Now what he's doing is, all he has to do, the pin that this thing goes into, all he's got to do is take the bolt out, and the hatch will open on its own. Hear that? See that? So I hope that answers the questions for you guys that always wonder, what if somebody locks you in there? Guys, you gotta be smarter than the bad guys. So the first step is a nice big wide one. Then you go down through this 36-inch wide opening. You got a nice hand roll on the side. You got a light switch right here. You just turn on the lights, and you got your LED lights. Okay, so let's talk about what's in here before we even get to the shelter itself. Now this has a little, what we call a mud room. This is where you could disrobe, take off your shoes and your muddy boots. There's shelves in here, so if you want to have your batteries outside, you can put the batteries out here, run the conduit right through the wall. There's an electrical plug there. There's an LED light up here. So you just step up to the door, you lift the handle, which is gas tight. Hold on, it's tight by myself with one hand. There we go. Okay, and the reason it's tight is because it's got a gasket all the way around it. And when that tightens down, that's what's gonna keep carbon monoxide and gases out of your bunker, plus anything biological, any chemicals, and the radiation as well. So that's why we use this heavy duty door on all the Atlas shelters. So let's go in here. I took off my shoes because it's real dusty outside. There's dust on all these steps. I just don't want to get dirt inside their brand new bunker from Atlas Survival Shelters. So this is their bunker, or Pew Pew Vault, whatever you want to call it. It has a lot of storage. It's got shelves all the way around it, so it will hold number 10 cans or ammo cans. So if you want this to be an ammo storage or for food, either way, this thing will hold between 500 and 600 cans of your number 10 survival food. Guys, if you don't know, number 10 survival food is like the old big coffee cans. This is it right here. This is the Swiss-made NBC air filtration system that we put in almost all our bunkers. We do have some different sizes, but this one's the most common. It's running right now, and it is blowing a lot of air. You can actually adjust the airflow with this thing right here. So right now I've got it wide open. This is the filter that is good till the year 2045. The filter in the Atlas Survival Shelter is good for 25 years. From the time you open it, it's good for 12 months. But there's over 60 pounds of carbon in that filter, but don't ever open it unless we're under a nuclear attack or a biological attack or some kind of chemical warfare, and you need to clean that air or filter that air in your bunker. Otherwise, just leave it alone. So this is what's called a pre-filter. So as the air comes in here, this is a pre-filter that gets out your dust and your heavy particles, ash and stuff like that. Then it will go down, it will go through this, and then there is your HEPA filter and your carbon filter, okay? And of course, this is an electrical air system, so if you lose power, all you gotta do is turn it off like that. Grab the manual crank, like this, okay? Just put this on there like that. And with one hand, you're back to running air again. And that's all you have to do. Now that is on every single air system that Atlas Survival Shelters does. So what else we got in there? It's pretty simple Pew Pew Vault or gun room or bunker, whatever you want to call it, because that's what they wanted. Polymer floors, okay? There's an emergency porthole here. So they don't have to open their gas tight door to look outside. They can actually turn this, open this, and they can look outside. Now the door is open, so let me pull the door closed real quick, show you the view that they have. So they can look outside and up their steps and see if there's smoke, ash, or what's going on. This is the overpressure blast valve. The reason it's so low to the ground is because carbon dioxide is heavier than air, but when the shelter fills up with air, this actually lets out the carbon dioxide. So, and of course, there is the gas tight door. Now this is the breaker panel, and we have it hot wired into a plug right now until they get the barn built and they get ground power to this. But they'll do their off-grid power eventually with solar, I'm sure. But this is, I don't really have a model name that I call this bunker, except we kept calling it Fort Knox because it was built like it. But this is a 6-inch wide flange, 20-pound I-beam, all in the walls and on the ceilings, 2 feet on center. Crazy heavy. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video and the installation of this one. I'm gonna go outside now, see what it feels like to walk out of here. You would walk out and just close the door, okay, and head on out. And this is what it looks like going through the hatch right now. We welded that all the way around, as well as we welded the mudroom to the shelter, so it's all waterproof, so there's nowhere on this bunker where water should penetrate and cause it to leak. So that's about it. All right, well that's it. So I'm leaving it. They're gonna now build their barn on top of it. Goodbye, doggies. Goodbye. Damn dogs. Where's he at? Where's he at? There they are. Goodbye, dog. So, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I told you I thought it was a pretty good one. So, in case you want to know, that bunker cost like $70,000 and cost about $15,000 to get it installed. So, I know everyone's always curious to know. But guys, hey, make sure you check out some of my other videos. And don't forget, like, share, subscribe, and all those things. But guys, as always, I love you. I'll see you on the next video.